Okay. Let me just do the old roll call. Let me just do the old system. We are live. We are not muted. Music is playing. I did have to re-update the Twitch stream again. I did like actually with the skill stream deck. Buddy. Okay, stream title, game gathering. Yeah, everything like it's working. I just need to. If I did do it a lot of coughing, take this as a life lesson. Do not apply primer and when it's not like, you know, clear out, when it's like raining or snowing or whatever. Just that's a bad time to do it. That's a bad time to do it. And also use a respirator, not a cloth mask. Very important. Very important. I'll still stretch out, but like, not good. Not good at all. Anyway, ow. Ow. Crunchy. Crunchy. Alright. Do this thing? Let's do this thing. Hey there, heroes! My name is Hero Girl. I'm your friendly local neighborhood hero tuber, and this is the Day of the Grind. This is that time of the day where we come on and we grind our dailies. It's July 2nd, 2026. And we got more stuff to clear out. I'm looking at the mono white hero cards here. Lucky Bar. Up to the ender's tapped. The ender's tapped. Let's see. There's some synergy with 1/1 counters in this deck. I could replace Skin, I guess. Never really like excited to see Stealth Skin even. There is like some stuff you can Google. I also just don't want to like yeah, it's hard to like find cuts for the deck at this point. I'm gonna try out Captain Marvel at some point, but I think maybe Spider Girl is actually, because Spider Girl can flip slate a card back. Cut the move. Anyway, what deck are we playing today? Well, thank you so much for the 100 biddies, Lucky. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ugh. Ugh, it's gonna be all day with that. Gotta cast blue and black spells. Normally, I'd be all about playing Matoya in ranked right now, but as it happens, we still gotta cash out on our spider and hero rewards. So I'm actually gonna be trying out one of Amy's decks because, like, you know, sometimes you just don't have the time or energy to cook for yourself. This was the Superior Spider-Man deck that she posted back when Spider-Man came out. I've made some tweaks to it since then to help account for a couple of the bannings and also just like personal preferences. Deck's basically a control deck. It's going to be running wraths like Toxic Deluge and Damnation to slow the game down enough for us to set up a Superior Spider-Man who comes into play as a copy of any creature in a graveyard except it's a Superior Spider-Man card. So we can be an Ulamog, we can do Hoarding Brute Lord, Arden, Green of the Last Gift. And then because Spider-Man is entering as a copy, it means we do just like get the trigger, the as cast. So like we do get to be a Deceit, we get to be a Bringer of the Last Gift. And I don't really have any issues with not brewing this myself because I've seen the Superior Spider-Man deck enough times to know that it is just kind of stock Reanimator. Just happens to have like a quote reanimation spell in the command zone, which is pretty cool. So you got all your looters, you got your Psychic Frog, your Likeness Looter, your Rhoda for looting. Got Palantir here to fill up the graveyard. Liliana, which is just really good symmetrical discard into reanimation. This deck isn't running any Persist, but doesn't really need to. It's got Violent Tumor. It's got Buried Alive, so you can actually go with the Arden and Ulamog combo. And it's with number of +1/+1 cards on it equal to the greatest mana value among cards in exile. And since it gets exiled, make the token off of Arden. That means it comes into play with 10 counters. So it's a 15/15. Annihilator 10. Disgusting. Also, Amy wasn't running Brainstorm. She doesn't run Brainstorm. Like, she's running all the fetch lands. You think that you would be running one of the best cards to run the fetch lands. Vivek's verbose host. Vivek draws so many cards. While he's on the board, if you would draw a card, draw 2 cards instead once you hit max speed. Oh my god. Alright, so we get to go first. No blue sources, but we have Necromancy Overlord. I'll actually keep this. I'm going to keep it because I can go Overlord into Necromancy, potentially. As long as I draw a blue spell, I've got Force Negation on their turn. Alright, so that enters tapped. I don't mind taking the Grief, actually. And then using the Grief, pitch the Multiverse. It's just like, take the best card out of their hand. Slow them down a little bit. Negate would stop our Necromancies. That might be it. There's also Fairy Mastermind. 3 steps ahead is a problem. But I think Negate is just like the most free card out of that. Yeah. 3 steps ahead is 3 mana. 3 steps ahead is 3. If I draw an untapped land, I can go into Necromancy. Oh, they're gonna go ramp into Cold Steel Heart. That might buy me a turn. Liliana. Not a card I can play on the board. Not this turn. So they can play Vivek's. They won't be able to hold up Negate while they do that. Okay. So I've got 5 mana. Don't need to do anything. This pay 6 sack, mill 4 cards to return a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Oh, this is just like a re. That might actually be. Then this is 7 mana, harness a creature. This has flash. Right now, Grief is literally the only thing I have. I can also just like hold up Force Negation if I really need to. Like, I do just kind of have like not a lot to do right here. Fairy Mastermind. What's the word on this? Let's see. Cast it so they have flash. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next cleanup step. Okay, got it. Is that worth doing? I think it is. So yeah, let's just go ahead and we'll Necromancy back this green. We'll take their other counterspell. Surge Engine. That's something that we could potentially kill. So yeah, go ahead. Take out the counterspell. And they've got a bunch of cards that Lily is going to be a problem with. Or rather, is going to cause problems for Lily. Okay, go 2. They can play the other card. Oh no, they're going to play Narset. Oh, I can play Superior Spider-Man. Yes. Ooh, Cruel Reality. Creature of Planeswalker and they discard it. So, hit Jace. Hit Jace. Make sure that Jace causes problems ever again. Then next it's going to be 2 to 4 cards, so we can grab, what, Entomb? Gotta be in tune, right? Like, we just need to get Big Twists off the field before they start drawing a bunch of cards. Oh, it might even just be, like, Counterspell, actually. Might be, like, Wrath. We cast Damnation. Like, what about it? Double check. Crocodile does do it, and I have the mana to, like, threaten everything. Actually. Yes. And then, like, yeah, the commander is still, like, there. Gonna drain them. I can't even just, like, recast it. Alright, that wasn't so bad, but we didn't get to cast our spider. Whoops. I guess casting a bunch of changelings would work too, wouldn't it? That's something to think about. Like, if we just put a bunch of changelings. Think about. What changelings would I want to be played in blue and black aside from just like Metal Mimic, stuff like that? I mean, there's the Reclamation elf one. There's the one that exiles from your graveyard to play one. The exile, so like that's 2 playables. Get the one that searches for a Mutavault. A little slow but playable. Alright, Spider-Man 2099. So, good old blue-red control. Strix Serenade's good to start with. Love seeing a Duress early hand, but we don't have anything to, like, do early on. Like, got some stuff, but I think we just need something a little more proactive. Interesting, okay. Well, Leon can strip their hand. We got Strix and Daze with an Entomb here. This only has 3 lands. Alright, that's a Ragavan. That's a little problematic. Go Watery Grave into Entomb, I guess. Yeah, thank you so much for the luck reading. I guess I'm gonna do this such that Mindstone, I can daze that. And I'm gonna for tempo reasons, I guess. And then what are we entombing with? Are we grabbing Perforated Croc? Like, is Superior Spider-Man coming in as Perforated Crocodile? Something else. It could be a Rusco, actually. Going to play as a Rusco would help us out quite a bit. It could just be a Crocodile. Go Arden. Yep, and then get the treasure. Hit our counterspell. That's not good. Something they want to cast. So they'll light up the stage, and they get a chainsaw and an heat. I mean, yep, that is not ideal. Yep, Ragavan's going to be doing a lot of work for them. I need to get like this Goyf and this Liliana down ASAP. Deals combat damage to a player, put a counter, it's pro blue, pro white, and then proliferate. This would be shooting for 4, I guess? I think I just have to let that happen. Alright, Bitter Triumph. That's not bad. At the very least, it looks like we'll be able to resolve our Goyf next turn. Spider-Man 99. We'll go ahead and Strix that. Yep, they get Bird. Monkey gets the head is for 4. Monkey gets a counter. Proliferate. I want... Oh god, I am like so far behind. They can even like equip it and then 4 and then Goif. Did it die? Goif would die. Fury Spider-Man can come into play as a Goif. Otherwise, it's just like Bitter Triumph, discard the Rona, I guess. I can play Lily. I can make them sack something. They play Miguel. They shoot Lily. Double Strike and Vigilance is also just like really good. Making 8 if I do. Alright. Let's get the Goif down. And like if I lose the Goif, I lose the Goif. But then I'm trading with Ragavan. I'm either trading with Ragavan. Okay, so now Miguel can shoot for 2. Potentially even 4. Yep, I gotta take this, right? Gotta take this. This just gives me a huge life buffer. If they don't even have to re-equip. But they do burn their treasures doing that, which is plus side for me. Yep, and then they shoot Goif, that's fine. Not fine. Ooh, that's actually better for me. Now what I do is Bitter Triumph. I'll pay 3 life. And, no, wait, I was supposed to... That's right, I was supposed to discard the Ulamog. Whoops. That's 4, 5, 6. If I take 3, I'm gonna actually die. Whoops. Yeah, I was supposed to discard the Ulamog. I don't know why I thought paying the 3 life was the correct roll there. Oh, is that potentially just lethal? To get my burial. Not the smartest move that I've ever made. But I guess I do get to, like... Let's see, hold on. Exile up to 1 target creature card from a graveyard. I've got this Damnation here. Double Strike. If they just, like, replay Miguel, I just lose. Alright, come into play as an Arden. And then I get either a Ragavan or a Goif. Goif already has lifelink. Make a Ragavan. I think I just threw that away. By not... Because if I had discarded the Ulamog, I would have gotten it. Yep. Whoops. Live and learn. Live and learn. They got FSR Age Achievement. Something at least. Gives me 2 playsets of rares that I probably won't ever use, but better than needing to get them by crafting. Currently no other way to get at. Why did I think that paying 3 life was better? I can't for the life of me think about it or figure it out. So land that comes to play: Swamp, Brainstorm, Daze, Lapse, Super. I can go tap land, Swamp, I can't cast Daze for free, but give Quantum Riddler for a redraw. Memory Lapse to buy us some time. I don't think this is like the ideal hand, but okay. Interlance Activator, so it's gonna be Solstice. That's fine by me. If they cast a spell that I can daze, I'll daze. Especially if it's a ring target that way. Do I sink into Boggart? By Boggart Trawling, I get a creature on board, but that's not really what I'm into right now. I think I'm playing out the 3 life here and passing to hold up both Memory Lapse and Brainstorm. Brainstorm first. Island, Command Tower, put back the Awakening, put back the Trawler. In that order, we're a little Brainstorm locked right now. But I can Quantum Riddler. Let's get Island online. Double. This is... can't even, like... I could play Superior Spider-Man as a Thopter? Is that anything? Probably not. Cruelty of Gix. That comes into play when you kept him off of Elspeth for like 8. Maybe we'll use... This is... Alright, so I'll Cruelty next turn. They'll play Elspeth. Do they have a land drop? Oh, there's their Heir Apparents. Okay, so they do have Heir Apparent cards. Signet. Okay, then. Go ahead. The hand. Whoops. Vigilance, mobilize 3, another Heir Apparent. So taking one of these keeps them from being able to double spell. That's probably what I'm gonna do. I can Toxic Deluge if I need to. Scout. Take out the one in case they like get another spell I get. Go ahead, they get that. They get their Heir Apparent. I get the Damnation. Now I get the Damnation. Alternatively, like I've got 5, I'll go to 6 here. I can replay the Riddler. I can even like play the Trawler. Gonna get me back a... He gets me back either a Paradise, a Thopter, or another Packbeat. Interlane's Activator, I guess, isn't crazy either. Just like bolster my life total a little bit. See, what is this? If Blackback, the discard... That player discards that. Oh, you choose a non-land. Okay, so it's Thoughtseize if it's black. It's blue. Bounce. I guess I could do that for 2 mana and then Superior Spider-Man. I didn't get to cast my Spider there either. This deck is not doing a good job of casting Spider Heroes. I'm supposed to cast 5 more of these things. Come on, chat. We gotta do a better job of casting our Spider-Man. Otherwise, we're not gonna get the I feel like a troll could be okay. Cycle troll. Get a land. It would only be a 4/4 troll, but like that's still troll block. You can still play control at that point, just like beat him down with a 4/4. Not like the greatest thing ever, but like it's okay. First sliver. So it could be like actual factual slivers, or it could be Monstrous Vortex. In which case, artifact creature, planeswalker spell, cut down, whatever. I like beef, pitch the rebirth. Probably start off on the Vistas just so we can have Island available. Oh wait, hold on. I can even grief and then go rebirth actually to get the grief back. Yeah, why don't I do? Yeah, look how aggressively they're mulliganing. They're absolutely the Monstrous Vortex build. Means we might just get it like a free win. Hey, how about that? I mean, a free win's a free win, baby. Take those. Actually, hold on. I just realized. Is this deck even running Dark Ritual? Dark Ritual would be like a no way that this deck is not running Dark, right? Okay, it is. Just had to double check for a second. For fellows, Landware Emissary, so we're going to want early removal. Early removal, early interaction. Cut down and Bitter Triumph are pretty good for that. Having Malcolm is also fantastic. They're on the play, so we'll lead off on Swamp. And then Dark Slick Shores? No, we want to go Dark Slick Shores first. Pass the turn. Yep. Alright, so that's Raphellos. There's a Forest. Elvish Mystic. There goes Raphellos. They can recast Raphellos on the next turn. No one's worried about that. Think into Stupor. Drop Swamp, pass the turn. I can even cycle the Perforated Crocodile to go into Superior Spider-Man in a couple of turns. Going with up the Beanstalk instead of Raphellos. Looks like we might get a chance to play Flash in Malcolm. This World Weave is a good one. Alright, so there's Malcolm. He's going to help us out. Get in there, buddy. I don't mind just discarding Misty Rainforest. Holding up. Because if I need to use Sink of the Stupor or Bitter Triumph, I can still drop the Crocodile. Alright, yep, they can go ahead, grab the World Weave. Yep, that's fine. Let's cycle this away, get a free draw out of that. Memory lapse is pretty good. Also, we just like have actual factual 8. Go into attacks first. Draw, discard. I might even discard like Boyf here. Now we can drop the Catacomb. Spider-Man comes into play as a Crocodile. In which case I probably would have wanted to reanimate the Crocodile first. But we're here to play the Spider Hero. So we don't get the achievement by playing reanimate. We get it by playing the Spider-Man. I need achievements. Achievements for playing Spider-Man. Honestly, props to Amy. Deck feels solid. At least after, like, you know, I can't say, like, for sure with the original list. One, because the original list came out last fall, almost a year ago. And two, because I did have to make a couple of changes. But, like, you know, the core of the deck is still hers, so solid build. I'll always I will always point new players who want to see decks to try out towards Amy, because they are just like good lists that use a lot of, you know, staples that you'll use in a lot of different games. Get to go first. We get Counterspell, Memory Lapse, Psychic Frog, Lively Dirt. Grab a Surveil land for the first one. Play Pathway to hold up double blue. And then with True Lane out, we could go with Psychic Frog first, but depends. I would like to play the Psychic Frog on. So if I could hit a Daze. Remember, Force of Will and Wash Away are removed from Brawl as a format now. Let's go ahead and see if we can early removal. Rona's not what I'm looking for here. They can go 3-drop now. I think I'm just playing Psychic Frog. Psychic Frog will turn any of our dead draws into things to draw. Now there's a real cost of them tapping out their Birds of Paradise. 3 cards in graveyard. Oh, 2 cards in graveyard right now. I'll always play out the Gloomlake Verge, I think. Lively Dirge. Searches for your library for a card put into your graveyard. I could drop a bunch of cards, actually. Buy a Lively Dirge. Just put in... Accept his name. Go ahead and go No Fear. As expected. Okay. So then, Lively Dirge. There's your library for a card put in. If I do this, I drop protection for a turn. They go 5 mana. What's the best I can do? It just... Crocodile again? Crocodile again, melt a couple of their creatures. Is it Ulamog type stuff? Is that what I'm thinking about? Spider-Man. This is my chance. But let's pass the turn. I'll play it a little slow. See what they do. I've got Memory Lapse and Counterspell available. And in the Bonder, let's put you back on top, shall we? God, Eternal Oketra is really good. Toxic Deluge, hello. So, 1, 2, 3. That would let me jump. That would let me jump. If I just go like -3, I still have to deal with Oketra on board, but I can go -6. I would lose my frog then. Let's go combat. Okay, Hidden Lair. Then... Yeah, let's go ahead and minus... That ought to slow them down quite a bit. And what's Fury Spider-Man gonna come into play at? Honestly, it could even come into play as like a... Kinnan is not going to do anything anytime soon. So, like, if I just take this turn to go 1, 2, 3, and then, like, be an Arden. Counterspell. Locking up their next couple of draws is pretty good. Because it means that they're not drawing lands. Non-creature spells your opponents cast cost 4 or greater to cast. That's probably fine. No! I didn't get a chance to cast my spider! Well, at least you know a deck is good when you don't have to cast your commander. At the same time, though. Damn it. Damn it. Maybe I need to build like a Spider-Man Noir deck or something. We hit... That's right. We hit casting all of our black cards, right? First Mighty's Heroes, Protector, Agent of Doom. This was cast black spells. So I'll still need to cast blue, white, and red. We're going to keep playing Octavius here, the Superior Spider-Man. But real quick, I'm just double checking what our Spider Hero options are for Mono Black. Like what? Spider-Man Noir and that's it? Oh, no, it's Gwenom. Right, of course, Gwenom. Gwenom, Spider-Man Noir. Yeah, there's Symbiote Spider-Man. Scarlet Spider-Kane is also a Spider-Man. Oh, Noir's like 5 man. I thought he was like... Well, at least the deck is cool. Like, I'm still having fun with it. I don't know if I want to be casting. Do I really want to play a Gwenom deck? Which is basically like, you know, Bowl, Citadel, Storm. I mean, I guess why not, right? Imperator is still legal. Yeah, this is a Nina Natural Perilous. This card is surprisingly good. Let's see. Opponent gets to go first. I get Psychic Frog that they play in Nina. Or I can play Soul Stone. That potentially hit up the 4. Copy a target artifact or creature you control. Speedroot Stalker doesn't do a whole lot. I really want interaction, I think. Stealthy Voidwalker there. Lightness Looter would help us dig. Some of the parts is... Well, it's a good card. It goes very well with the Lightness Looter. Play the Lightness Looter. You can... Let's see, turn 2. Turn 3? Turn 4? Is that fast enough? I don't know if it is or not. I think I'm gonna mull that again. Thoughtseize turn 1. Keep the 6. Put back the Brood Lord. Fatal Push can actually combo with the Catacombs to deal with Anina. So let's go turn 1. Thoughtseize. Okay, Fanatic Ronus. Psych Rift is a problem. Crisis. Oh, that's a Paradox Engine. Okay, so we'll kind of have to just like take the Paradox Engine then. Because like now they can go ahead and they can play the Ronus. Psych Rift is a little annoying. But at least it lets us recast Spider-Man, I guess. Assemble from Parts came back. On the bright side, I guess it's not like they can keep up protection for Anina. Multiple choice. Okay, gotcha. I'll play the Rebirth out as a... Think me for 1. Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna think Multiversal Passage as an island? Yep, variable solutions. You can basic land, put on the battlefield tapped. Alright, that's not nothing. I need... I'm probably going to turn this into a Surveil land, and maybe we get lucky and Surveil and spike something huge into the graveyard for Superior Spider-Man to hit. As it is right now. Oh, yeah, Gold Vein Hydra's pretty good card. Are we just taking the 4? I think we are. Right? Vigilance, Trample, Haste. When it dies, you make that many tapped. Yep. Boggart Trawler doesn't even, like, block all that well. It is a little bit of a problem considering that Fanatic Aronis is now going to, like, tap for extra mana. Actually, hold on. God damn it. Well, now they can go for a huge Hydroid Crisis, and I didn't even think about that. Otherwise, I would have shot the Ronus right now. I was too tunnel visioned on the commander. Oh, hello. We actually hit a bringer with the last gift here. Okay. Okay, that's something. Everyone sacrifices creatures in the graveyard with creatures on the field. Like... Okay. I would love to have the time to resolve a Breeze from the Mold, but I can also like block our troll. 3 steps ahead. Yep, and then they get a bunch of treasures to play all their stuff. But hey, if they bounce stuff, then even better, right? Hey, I guess I'll draw an Arden. It just depends. Like, they have so much draw. Okay, so they're gonna spend it to Sight Rift us. That is fine by me. That means recasting Superior Spider-Man for a turn. I can even, like, make a Fanatic Rotus to help me play my big stuff, actually. I can also just, like, pass my turn and then discard a couple of cards. That might be the best option to go for it, actually. Currently, I have to discard 2 cards. Having to, let's see, reanimating this actually doesn't do anything for him because those just die anyway, right? Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna pass the turn. End the turn, discard the bringer that they know about, or discard the Arden. I feel like it's actually discard the Arden. Because now Arden can actually bring back all their stuff, and I'll have like a 5/5 Vigilance, Trample, Haste, Gold Vein Hydra. That sounds pretty good. 3 steps ahead. Counter. It's gonna be 3, 4, 5. That's 5 mana. That's like 5 mana. Yeah, they can go for that. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and counter target spell, draw 2. Go ahead, and that's our win. Okay, that was pretty sweet. They definitely did not run out the Anina when I thought they were, like, have other stuff to do. Like, Anina is... It's like an upgraded Troy, if you think about it. Because it's a 3 mana that taps for 2 mana, but only spends it to cast a thing. But also, whenever you cast a spell with X and its mana cost, you conjure a random creature with mana value X onto the battlefield. So what you do with the Paradox Engine is Anita taps for 2. Every of one of your X spells that cost mana are like X and a pip. So you're just getting so much value. Even if Paradox Engine doesn't go off, that's still so much value. And you're hitting the Bring of the Last Gifts. It's awesome. I wasn't expecting the last gifts to actually like come back too. When you do exile that card. Gotcha. But when he came into play, that was a separate trigger, right? I think so, yeah. So then this gets to resolve first, because that's what it comes into play as, like 2 different triggers. Which means that this is still in the graveyard while the ability is resolving, so it gets to come back, and then it doesn't have to be exiled. That's sick AF. Sick AF. Alright, that finishes a daily of it. And then Sentry Golden Guardian. I don't know what we're gonna do for white cards. We need to play heroes. There's like a ton of... Actually, you know what? Literally red, white, and blue. Maybe I just like build the Captain America Precon deck. I think I could try. Crackling Wit. Alright, so we got Frog, Stumble from Parts, Talk to Dealers to deal with all the tokens. I get to go first, so I get to Surveil. Stumble from the Parts would make a really mighty Frog. I don't have the interaction that I really want from this. But maybe we'll find it. Second Frog is in fact a pretty fucked up card. Alien Tier, not what I'm looking for. Frog is already like a card. Oh no, do they have the Stern Scalding? Strix Serenade, yeah. So, like, this is the card that everyone's been swapping out since Wash Away is no longer allowed. And it is significantly worse because this 2/2 is just, like, gonna fucking murder you. And they spent another card to deal with it. Okay. I want... Let's... There's no reason for me to play the Assemble from Parts on my turn right now because I can't actually use it. So if they go... Okay. Thundering Falls. I can use it, target the Psychic Frog. And then we'll see if that does anything. Because, like, if it doesn't, like, the counter it, then I can just Superior Spider-Man into the Frog. Assemble from Parts is really good with, you know, your... So that's, like, a thing you can do. Alright. We got Frog. Alright. Bender's Water Skin is really good. That untaps every turn. That's a card I probably should get from my Redshift deck. Days, you love to see that. Alright, let the frogging begin. I want... Let's go ahead and play a land, because that gets us closer to Garuda. I don't need to play the Rona. Yeah, I really don't need to play the Rona. Don't need to play Superior Spider-Man just yet. Alright, Rao's coming down. Daze isn't going to do anything for me.
Let's make like light get cracking. Otter to otter.
Okay. So then, what are we discarding? Probably Rona. Toxic Deluge. Maybe Awakening. Go to combat, attack. This is deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker. Go ahead and drop Rona.
This is an unexpected outcome.
Now I get the draw card. Force negation. Then we'll just windmill slam Garuda, I guess. Yeah, we'll just windmill slam Garuda. Remand, put it back to my hand. I am a-okay with that. In turn, I've got Force and Daze here. Turns out, Psychic Frog's still kind of fucked up. Notably, I can't force a negation for free on my turn. Yep. I can also like Toxic Daze or who? Yeah, that's fine. I can talk to Deluge for 2 if I need to. Yep, pass. You know what? Let's see what's going on over there. This feeds the frog. Spell Pierce. I will honestly pay the 2 there. Aether Spike. Yep, that's fine. It does mean that I'm actually, like, paying a little bit more life than I wanted, but that's business. To get another 2 life out of me. This damnation. Alright, I guess. Get rid of that. And then, do I need to hold on to this? Probably not. I'd rather just hold on to that for frog purposes. Let's force that, and I'll pitch the Daze. And yet again. Was your stream elements wrong? Yeah, my stream elements was wrong. It should be like on magic now. But like, you know. For some reason, like my stream deck, which I program, my Elgato stream deck program, which I have set to like change my streaming category is not working. So like, I gotta see if like there's a login I need to renew or something. There probably is. I think Twitch wants you to like re-log in every 30 days as a security measure or something. Three more times. Why am I struggling so much? I guess Superior Spider-Man is like just harder to cast because he wants setup. Like it's more of a redundancy for the deck than anything else. Hot Yava, Benthic Druid. How hard would it be to make a hero tribal deck? Honestly, I don't know since I haven't really tried. My initial assessment is that, you know, it probably wouldn't be too good because a lot of cards are kind of janky. Grief pitched the Researcher. Grief pitched the Awakening. That leaves me with a Sink of the Stupor and a Hidden Layer. But the opponent gets to go first. I don't know if I like that. I mean, Grave Researcher, Cycle. I guess I'll keep it. There's some high upside here. That's a forest, so I don't have to worry about days either. So last March of the Ents, World Weave, Enduring Vitality. Enduring Vitality is kind of a pain in the butt for sure. Last March of the Ents is just like how they spiral out of control. Take the World Weave, I guess. And we'll see about getting this Emperor of the Bones back to take that last march of ends before anything goes too crazy. Alright, so here's Emperor of Bones. Emperor of Bones gets to exile Grief. And then next turn, since I don't anticipate I'll have actual 3 mana to use. And to answer your question, maybe because the stuff with Spider-Man is hard, because Spider-Man can never have anything good for too long. I got that joke! I got that joke. I want the or if you control it basically. So grab. Honestly, grab. That opens up black, keeps us on all pips. During Vitality, we'll cast Hot Yova on the next turn. I could also cycle away the Crocodile. Think for a second. If I cycle away the Crocodile, I can Superior Spider-Man, potentially. Otherwise... pass the turn. I'll try cycling away the Crocodile, because if I can get that onto Tot Yava... Spelunky's a good card. They're going to go for Tot Yava and then try and get the immediate value. That's smart of them. Yep, now they can pretty comfortably play her. I can even just, like, activate the Emperor of Bones. And I can even, like... There we go. Island. Okay, that works. So here's that. What am I doing with this information? This is just, like, really awkward. Yeah. Go ahead and take their big spell, I guess. Take their last march at the ends, and then just like pray that they don't hit anything to Genesis Wave or last march at the ends. What a choice. Take the last march at the ends, since at least the Genesis Wave can be countered. Alright. Got around to crafting the Lightning Greaves and the Chromatic Stars. Playing some Sora Mario. Yeah, this is where, unfortunately, things might start slipping away for us. I need to draw exactly a counterspell for this Genesis Wave, but also, like, they might just draw into... Yeah, they get a draw to... Yep, Vitality gets the attack in. I got Dark Slick Shores, which comes into play tapped. Not that that would change it. Still not a whole lot. The Emperor of Bones, at least... Like, continues eating out of the graveyard. They can double block, I guess, if they want to. I don't think they will. Alright, so we'll just go Superior Spider-Man into... hopefully something huge. This Hot Yava is just like gonna run wild now. Grabbed a Chromatic Star and Spear because you said I needed some egg cards. Oh, right, for the guy. The non-binary bro. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty fair estimate. Oh, the Ragos deck. No, the Lobster. That's what it was. That's what it was. I knew it was like one of the red-white legends. Also, I think we're pretty dead here. Ashaya turning all their creatures into lands means that like any creatures they play is just gonna like draw them infinite cards and get them infinite life. Um. Yeah, life's not looking too good here. Let's just go ahead and pick this up and try again. Oh, except we're not even gonna get to try again because that's already top of the hour. All right, Final Fantasy time. What? I only had to play 5 spiders today, and I got to play 3. At least I know the Final Fantasy category changer is working. That's something. I could keep playing Fury Spider-Man, but it's like the Final Fantasy minds, they call to me. At least I'm not coughing anymore. That was a thing. I'll say it again, kids. Public service announcement. Do not, in fact, try to prime miniatures using a cloth mask. Use the new respirator. And also don't do it when it's raining out. I don't think that's good for particle dispersion. Saw a new player got into Magic go to a Chocobo deck because they liked Final Fantasy. Chocobos are a lot of fun. I think if I was to, I might actually, so like I'm working on a cube. I've got like a couple of cube ideas, but one of the ones that I have is like a Universes Beyond cube. Partially to give myself a reason to get excited and look at new cards that are coming out, even for sets that I'm not like a huge fan of. Right into front lines, by the way. But like, of the archetypes, I think Chocobos are probably one of those cards that plays the best. Like, you can play fun red-green Chocobos in Limited. You get the Choco comment, you get Call of the Mountain Chocobo, Facial Greens, Side Quest, Raise a Chocobo, lots of fun stuff. There is the Bant Chocobo. Oh god, what was it? Choco something something World Dreams, something like that. And it's just like, that's birds. You can put the Chocobos in there, but it's also just birds. That's all anyone ever like builds it as. You could build it as Chocobos, and I would like to see people build as Chocobos, but then you don't get red. You don't get the fun red Chocobo cards. Choco, Seeker of Paradise. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. And there is Boko, who has affinity for birds, who is riding a Chocobo, and then, will deal damage because of birds. But then again, you're missing the red. Missing the red. And it's like, well, then just build 4 color birds. And it's like, but then you don't get to play the Chocobo as your commander. And then it's like, what are we even doing? That being said, I really still don't want a second Final Fantasy set. I'm not going to be surprised if we get a second Final Fantasy set. But I really don't want Final Fantasy 2. Don't want it. Don't want it. I love Final Fantasy. And I'm still saying, no Final Fantasy 2, please. I think what we got is plenty good. Just leave it. Just leave it alone. And then I know, like, some Fran would say something like, but they left so much out. Good. Good. Leave it. Leave it out. So that way you have a sense of curiosity and wonder looking at the cards, and, like, that gets you interested in checking out the thing. As opposed to, like, an Avatar Last Airbender or a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where it's like, okay, we're gonna make like 5 different cards of the same character because there just is not enough fucking material to actually make a trading card set. Leave them wanting more. Don't exhaust everything. Don't do it. Don't do it. The summon sagas were interesting. I loved the summons. I loved summoning primals as is. Like, here in Final Fantasy XIV, one of my favorite jobs to play is, in fact, just summoner. I love getting to summon these mythical creatures. I think the summon mechanic is probably one of my favorite things about Final Fantasy. So every time we go into any of the other games, I'm going to look into how summoning works. And we're going to just have fun doing it. Even even if Fran, like, you know, chides me a little bit for like how much time that takes. I think summons are fun. They're fun, Fran. They're fun. But Fran also, but like, you know, Fran also sent me all the summons I needed to build a summon deck. I still don't know what this deck is going to look like. I haven't actually started mapping it out or anything. I was just focused on collecting all the summons, and now I have all of the summons. I'll tell you this, though. It's going to have to be partner commanders with the Athero card. The green white dude that says, like, you know, pay 2, tap. When target creature goes to the graveyard this turn, put it back into your hand. That just, to me, seems like a no-brainer commander for 4-color summons. And you'll be like, hero, 4-color? Why not 5-color to play all of the summons? Because I don't want to play 5-color summons. There's like barely any summons in black. It's like Odin, Anima, the thing that draws you a card like 3 turns in a row, and then like Jekt, and like technically Terra also is a black card because she makes black mana on the backside, so therefore she is 5-color black. But like, I'm just gonna ask people if they're cool if I run Terra in the deck, and if not, I'll just replace her with like a basic. I can't imagine anyone's gonna really care. Odin, Anima, technically Terra, Garlean Man. Jekt. Hold on, which one's technically? I don't think I've ever. What is there like a holiday card summon that I missed? Technically was a wild autocorrect. Okay, it was an autocorrect. Gotcha. Yeah, Odin, Anima, Terra, and Jekt. Like, those are the summon sagas that are in black, and like that is not enough reason for me to say, you know, let's just build this as 5-color Terra summons, whatever. That's just not enough for me. I would rather have a fun 4-color summons deck that can be a little more, just a little more focused. And even if I did put those in there and go like full 5-color, it's like I would literally include Odin and maybe Anima. I would not include Jekt because like that's a lot of work for a card that's not a summon on the front side, you know. You have the 5-mana Cabana card that you don't know what to do with. Honestly, I don't know what you would want to do with it either. I've seen that card. I thought that card kind of looked nice, but nothing really like inspired me. So it's like, well, I guess this is just like a card that's not going to get used for a while, and we're gonna hold off on potentially using it until such a time that, you know, there's a reason to. Kind of like one issue that I come across a lot with just looking at cards. The downside of looking at cool cards is that you want to play the cool cards, but then you don't have a place to play the cool cards. Part of why I like Brawl is because I can build all of my decks virtually, and I can just make whatever I want. I don't have to constantly keep track of a collection. I don't have to slide cards around. I don't have to print proxies or anything like that. I get like a single copy of a card. It's in my collection forever. The servers go offline. And then that's it. That's it. I can just brew to my heart's content. So if I want to, you know, play a new card and I want to find a home for it, I'll just make one. And then if I can grow bored, then it's like the cleanup is no issue whatsoever. But in Commander, in paper, oh my god, there are so many cards that are like bad or niche. And I don't use the term bad lightly, by the way. These are cards that I have tried playing and then like they just can't keep up with whatever it is I'm trying to use. But I try, and then I get punished because they are just nowhere near as powerful as I need them to be. Like, don't put Fire Main Avenger into a commander deck unless you're just really committed to having, like, you know, this one jank slot. Which, hey, you know what? Sometimes I might be. I might be, actually. Deck that would be interesting to see as a god deck. 100% disagree. People have done that so many times before. Like 5-color gods is it's been done to death at this point, right? Because a lot of what you end up doing is you end up playing Prismatic Bridge and World Tree. And then it's just like you 5-color ramp with all the good stuff. You play a bunch of rests since most of your gods are indestructible. And then Prismatic Bridge just kind of spirals out snowballing and putting gods into play. Or else it just falls apart because they have removal for the Prismatic Bridge, and then like none of your cards actually do anything on their own. Unless you're specifically playing a bunch of gods that are like newer gods that don't do anything. Yeah. It's like the deck that has like all the Phyrexian Praetors, you know, 5-color Planeswalkers. Like, there was a time, I remember, there was a time when a deck like that would have been fun and novel. And then we just got like an absolute ton of them, you know? Got an absolute ton of them, and the enablers became way too easy. Wow, that monk has a lot of HP. And like, unfortunately, so like, here's the thing, right? I hear the awe and whimsy that comes in a comment like that. Like, oh, I would have built a deck full of gods. And it's like, dude, yep. I hear the fun and whimsy. I absolutely hear it. But it's also like, they don't know. They don't know. This is the this is the snowflake falling upon a perfect field, untouched and unblemished. And maybe it's harsh to say, nope, it's been done to death before. Absolutely not uninteresting, as revolutionary as, you know, putting pineapple on your pizza. Like, secretly a lukewarm take. You hear my whimsy and came here with the needle of reality to pop my balloon? Sadly. Ron calls it my my biggest character flaw. And unfortunately, that's just the generational divide, right? That's just the generational divide of, you know, stream of conscious not having the filter to be like, actually, wait, hold on. You are lucky, what was it? 1201 or 12,001, something like that. To be like, you know what? You're in for a treat. Let's build you this deck. Let's get you going. Let's see you have a great time. And then for at least 20 minutes, for the 20 minutes it takes for the group to set up and combo off before you've even gotten 3 permanents out, I can live in the world where this is still a cool and novel deck through vicariously through the newer player at the table. That's the world I should be striving to live in, but like, damn, it's hard sometimes, you know? Now, I'll say this. People can take that mindset into building just about anything, actively speaking. Like, there are people who are like, you know, I want to use this new Ashling to build 5-color elementals, and it's going to be cool, and it does like this, you know, infinite kill combo on turn 4. This is so cool and neat. And that is good. It's good because you're having fun. There are people who are like, I want to have, like, the full Spider-Verse crossover, and we're going to play Cosmic Spider-Man. And that is also good because you are having fun. I don't want to ever, like, you know, imply that it's not. The words I say may be harsh, but the feelings behind them are sincere, I promise. Or, well, not sincere, but, like, you know, I understand. So when I see, like, a video that's talking about, you know, 5-color Kindred slop or whatever, like, first of all, I hate that. Don't slop like that. I will remove it from my chat. Second of all, they just it feels like people just keep forgetting, right? They just keep forgetting that players love building 5-color all of the creature type. Like, is it new and novel? No, it's not. Like, that is unfortunately the reality. But that doesn't mean it's not fun for the person piloting if they're having fun, right? Like, that is the one truth. Don't let me telling you that it's been overdone before keep you from doing it if that's something that you have your heart set on. Don't let anyone, like, get in the way of what you think is fun if it's permissible by the rules. That is, like, the one thing that I will continue to hold on to with my cold, encrusted heart. Just because I might not enjoy a thing doesn't mean I'm not going to fight to the death for your right to enjoy the thing, you know? Wish MTG Arena pulled stuff from old sets because you wanted to make your mirror deck. I'm having to, like, take a second to, like, evaluate what I'm about to say, right? Because it's like, if wishes were fishes, I could feed a village. Because it's like, yeah, absolutely. I, too, am also a wisher that Arena's card pool was bigger than what it currently has. And, like, you know, that again, that is an honest feeling. That is an honest feeling that, you know, you can't criticize that, right? Like, people want to play with more cards. People want to have a bunch of cards and then want to play with them. The reason it gives me pause is because I'm so used to having to, like, explain to people. It's like, people that sometimes will come up as a critique of why Arena sucks. It's like, I don't want to play Arena because it doesn't have all the cards. And I'm not saying that's what's happening. Far from it. Again, I hear the whimsy. I'm just taking a more measured approach this time. This is like, yeah, absolutely. We want all of the cards that are, you know, back cataloged to get their time getting back onto Arena. Because Arena didn't start until, I want to say, just before Ixalan came out. Like, Ixalan was the first set that got published on Arena. As long as you don't count the Jumpstart package that Arena started with just to get off the ground. But also, you know, it's one of those things, it's one of those wishes where it's like, yeah, I wish I had $1 million, but I know that that's not realistic and not going to happen, like, anytime soon. And at least the reasoning here is less that, you know, capitalism is rigged, and more, well, the reason why it's not, right? The reason why it's not a priority for the Arena team is because coding cards takes a hella lot of work, and the current Arena release schedule means that they have their hands full just trying to get as many of the new cards on as possible, which they can't even always do there because of workload. Like, thank God they unionize. Yeah, I know, but I can still wish. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you absolutely can always wish. And don't let anyone critique you for it. But you know, because of the aforementioned workload, because of all the aforementioned, you know, issues that come with coding, like, a lot of people will go, man, I don't understand why they can't just bring this card onto Arena. It seems like a no-brainer, or anything like that. It's almost always accompanied or contexted as, wow, what stupid people. Again, I'm not saying that's what you're doing. It's just that's part of it's triggering the fight or flight reflex in me is what I'm saying. I'm spending too much time on Reddit. I don't even, like, heavily comment on Reddit. I just lurk, and that's still triggering my fight or flight. Like, the amount of times I've had to, like, tell myself, no, we're not going to make a video essay about this because it's not worth the aggravation is a lot. Kind of the issue that I had to step back and take when we were realizing that making an essay about how the match queue works probably is not the healthiest thing to do right now. Wasn't until the Secrets of Strixhaven that you were able to have Adrix and Nev twin casters? The twin casters? You mean, like, the original face commanders for Glundrix? I didn't think they were on Arena. Maybe they got, like, a new card. Like, maybe they got a new card that's not that. Hendrickson. Is that on Arena? I'm gonna double check after the front lines is over. I don't want to, like, you know, get penalized for being AFK accidentally. But, like, you know. But we'll take a look afterwards here. We're almost done with Hunter's Tales for the week too, so like we don't have a lot of obligation. We'll go check out with Zoe. We'll level up crafters a little bit, but for the most part, we're caught up for the first time in a week. Also, we're not in last place, but we're doing it. Oops. Maelstrom Red wins that one. That was surprisingly quick. I need to check this. Okay, so Hadrix and the good old Scryfall. Hadrix Net. Oh, they were the special guest sheet? Huh. I didn't even realize. Okay. Okay, that's sick AF though. That's sick A. Okay. I'm going. I could queue. Burden of the Sun. Do I want to try and like spike that into? Or I might be able to. See if I can scan. Proc me into Astro. Get me in. Otherwise, I will go run Coils of Bahamut on my own. With them in your Quandrix deck, it's fun making 8, 12, 12 Fractal tokens to punch someone in the face with. Honestly, that does sound amazing. Like, I could get into that. Actually, now that you mention it, I've been wanting to build a janky-ass Quandrix deck. I don't think I could ever actually, like, make it good without some compromises, but there's something there. Ooh, everyone's all squad up except for, like, the warrior and the sage. Let's go ahead and grab... Yeah. Okay. And then, hold on, what am I missing? I have my Collective Unconscious, Gravity, plus the Opposition. Double checking, like, what exactly is in my key here. I'm with a Sage, so, like, actually, I'm the one who's supposed to be regenning right now. But, like, if I regen, then I'm not DPSing. Fly Drama Series is a good spell if you're playing blue-green. It is. It just... all the Quandrix decks right now are in Nima, you know? But I do like making fractals. I could just, like, make a fractal. I think we... that's... hell if I remember what the actual mechanics here are. Get the buff to the dancer. Oops. Yeah, warrior's fine. Anyway. Then I started blasting. Oh god, if I could just like... I thought that Berta, the frog, actually was going to be pretty good there, but... I don't know. Berta is based on the mana value you made, and a lot of what I was trying to play it initially was a lot of the free stuff, so... if we just, like, make the tunes, we might be able to get it... oh, hey. I don't think I'm being a good co-healer right now. Alright. I think the only Strixhaven deck we haven't made is the Lorehold deck. God, I tried the Lorehold precon, like, literally as is. As in, like, I literally tried... I got the list, right? I screenshot the list, and then I built it out of the cards from my collection minus whatever I was missing. I pretty much had the entire deck. I tried a few games, and I was like, wow, okay. So, this is kind of a deck that just, like, plays stuff, and that's fine. Quintorius is kind of a fucked up commander. Like, I wouldn't say, you know, competitive viable per se. But, like, as far as red-white control decks goes, you definitely want to... You can't leave him on the board by... at all, whatsoever. So, like, Quintorius does a lot of shit. But this is a pre-con deck, so there's not a lot that it's actually getting a chance to, you know, capitalize on that. And yet, by virtue of being a... Sorry, had to take care of a thing. Anyway. If by virtue of just Quintorius being good, and then also playing dudes into a Crater Hoof, like, that ended up being a thing. Yeah, we'll be... God damn it, I keep hitting the wrong tank. I keep using my button to hit for, like, tank button, but because the main tank, the one that currently has the aggro, is the warrior who is in the third slot, it's like, it just... Yeah, it is what... Math Magic is also funny if you have the mana to make the opponent draw all their cards. That is true. That is true. Like 10,000%. To the point where Mathematics was even being brought up as like the new Blue Sun Zenith. Okay, so this is like what, 3 proximity, a ever-growing Sun Zini. Ah. Are we just like, what's going on here? You'll forgive me if I just like lock in for this last little bit. Let's go ahead and there we go. Let's pop the limit break. Ooh, I got the Boot Justice card. Sweet. Is there any people here? Excellent. So that should actually Wonders too. Hot damn, we got a line. Excellent. Let's go turn this in the... No, I should absolutely probability a quant check. See how exactly that works out. Because, like, the fractals are so cool, though, right? Eldrazi's a type I'm hitting more and more each time I go against it. The Eldrazi cards are pretty good. Like, on Horizons 3 definitely did not help at all with the potency of Eldrazi. Like, you got the Sowing Myconth, who can search for anything, and then also exiles a land if picked. You know, ignore the fact that the Eldrazi Titans are, like, 12 mana mythics that win the game. Like, that's just kind of the standard for 12 mana mythics. So, like, ignore that for a second. But, like, Fleshraker is a real card, more often than not. Especially in Legacy, surprisingly. Alright, so that's Wondrous Tales for the... Oh, I didn't have the Brute Justice card before. Excellent. So yeah, Flesh Breaker really good. Especially when you have like the Line Breaker. The Line Breaker, they've got the Battlescape one. One that has like 2 different kicker costs. And it has different effects depending on which kicker you pay. Like Eldrazi got a lot of tools in that Modern Horizons 3. And honestly, I think that's a problem with Modern Horizons 3 more so than the Eldrazi. Although, you know, there is something to be said about how some of notable game design mistakes did come about when they were working on Eldrazi, so, you know, chicken and egg scenario. And then you think about that 5-color Eldrazi and green ramp and realize with 12 mana isn't that much. I mean, yeah, that's exactly why a lot of the green ramp decks run Ulamog, Kozilek, Emrakul as win conditions. Especially Rafellos decks. They can hit stupid amounts of mana. Like 10 mana Ulamog that also exiles 2 things and covers some of their weakness. Like, yep. Yeah, those are good cards. They are really good cards. And it's like, well, this is just kind of the face for this, isn't it? What else? Let's see. We gotta go visit. Chloe's cool. She's a cat girl who runs an orphanage. And she has, like, no thoughts behind her head. Just pineapple pudding. Look at this sweet girl. Let's see. I'm in shambles. I'm in shambles. I just threw those away. Actually, hold on. Is it worth it to, like, go into 11 roulette and hit up Astro again? I think it might be. Like, yeah, why not? Go do... Oh, sign into 11 roulette? Then hopefully we get a relatively quick and easy dungeon. I don't have to think as much. What creature type is my least favorite? Honestly, that's an actual question because I would have to think about it, right? So like, ooh, we got a Temptress bait. So like, my initial thought is like, oh no, I don't have like a dislike creature type. But that's not true. That's definitely... I would just have to, like, consider what it is. Because I can tell you right now, off the cuff, what I would probably consider to be a problem would actually end up being based on, like, a deck itself rather than, like, the creature type itself. So it's like, okay, what's a problem? That's a tough one. So like, I could start with the ones that I know I like perfectly fine. Like, let's start with the Universe Beyond stuff, right? That seems like it would be rife for complaints. But the reality is, I don't hate Hero as a creature type. I think it's whatever. I'm not a huge fan of like Magic having defined hero and villains because part of what makes Magic really appealing to me is that heroes and villains are defined by their actions rather than like their creature type. Like you can have heroes in all 5 colors, you can have villains in all 5 colors. Like that is just the beauty of Magic. But I wouldn't say I hate them. I guess it just kind of comes with the Universes Beyond trappings of, all right, I guess we're doing this now. So ignore that. If it's just like off aesthetics, like maybe one of some of the off creature types, some of those ones that came around only because of Universes Beyond, besides like hero and villain. I'm trying to think about what that would look like. I know there were some. It's not like I hate... Like, I didn't like the TMNT set, but it's not like I hate turtles. Liliana herself would be a complicated character because she's not necessarily evil, but her actions aren't necessarily good. I mean, Lily has her own set of morals, right? Like, Lily's whole story is that she was willing to do whatever it took to save her brother, but then actually she was lied to by the Raven Man. So now it's like, well, trust issues, and guilt for being the cause of her brother's not just death, but undeath, and also just like living in a world where constantly she's the one who has to like watch out for herself. She's alone. She's unsupported. She doesn't even have anything until like she joins the Gatewatch, and she starts getting into it with Gideon. There's Jace, but like she's hurt Jace before, and she's just they're kind of toxic exes for each other. So it's not even a comfort in the people that you know. And then she has the 12-hour heal face turn redemption that comes with War of the Spark. Like, ultimately, the worst thing that she had done was just accept the world for what it was. Like, this is a place where magic and wizards and evil dragons rule. Gotta go along to get along. Incidentally, you are talking to, like, probably one of Liliana's biggest apologists, so... Like, even if she did actually do something awful, like, we'll just rebuttal that with, but we support girls' wrongs, so... Hey, can I, like, actually buff myself? And then she ended up having that support in Strixhaven, becoming Professor Onyx. Yeah, that was nice to see, honestly. I never got around to reading Strixhaven, but I appreciated that I could at least tell what the story was from looking at the cards. Because even though, like, it is Liliana, it was still ostensibly Will and Rowan's story. So, in that finale, she doesn't get the big moment. It's Will and Rowan who do. And then, like, we got some side stories. When the Phyrexian invasion was going on, she got a couple of small scenes while the Strixhaven 5 were doing the thing, and Quintorius' sparked. Got a quick scene written by Shauna McGuire, actually, during Dominaria United, when they reprinted Liliana the Veil, and that was a really good one. Also, that story is particularly funny because the one of the head creatives for Magic's flavor division, like their story and character and stuff, got that job very specifically because he so badly wanted his fan theory to be canon, which was, the Raven Man being Lim Duel. Like, you can't make this shit up, and it's fantastic, actually. Plus, the Professor Onyx angle, that was also just, like, another way to fulfill a request that players have been asking for a while, because it's like, oh, we want a Planeswalker whose name is not their Planeswalker type. And it's like, well, you got... Honestly, it's amazing how often the audience is the one deciding what happens when... Tragic, even. Think about it. Because that's part of why we have Modern Horizons cards in the first place, is people were clamoring for cards that could be printed directly into Modern. Because don't you know? Players are just like children. They will ask for all kinds of things that you should not give them. And they will want it simply because they have never had it before. I swear to God. They're like kids that want to try eating Glorax. Remember the last time we talked to you about Strixhaven? You were ripping to imperfection. I mean, like, yeah. Not exactly a secret. And I will maintain, right? I will maintain that perfection is not something that any artist should be striving for. It's just not possible. It is irrevocable. And even if you try and spin it into a virtue, like, nope, actually, no, actually. perfection is the worst thing an artist can have a relationship with. Like, better to just leave that fucker on red, you know? Oh wait, actually, I can give myself the DPS buff here. Why am I... Even expression is better than perfection? That's what I'm saying. That's absolutely what I'm saying. And like, you know, each of the Strixhaven deans, like the college is an expression of two clashing ideals that work together to create its philosophy. Like, you know, Deans of Order and Chaos, right? Those are the heads of the of Strixhaven's Lorehold. Actually, let me just get the buffer up. That should help. And it's like, yeah, blue was always going to be about perfection. Like, that's just part of the color philosophy. It's still something that, like, I am not a fan of. But it's not like, you know, I would wipe it out of existence, you know? Like, oh, no, blue shouldn't have perfection. Like, no, blue should care about perfection. That's part of what makes it an interesting character. That it's part of its character flaw. Yeah, that was not worth, like, half a health. Half an up. God damn it, I got the scroll I didn't want. Yeah, Lorehold, yep. And then it's like, you know, Witherbloom, Life and Death, and all that. And you've got Quandrix, and then Silverquill and all that. Like, I like the colleges. Part of why I don't like Reality Fracture coming out with the colleges is because I like the colleges as is. Stop messing with my colleges. WotC, stop breaking the things that I think are cool. Like, they did it with Avacyn on Innistrad. They fucking did it with Tarkir and the clans and the dragons and then the clans again. Like, stop ruining the worlds that I like. Stop it. What the fuck? Horoscope? Reach your fortune and those nearby granting horoscope? Oh, is that what gives me my crown of sword? Where's this button gonna... Stick it right there for now. Alright, so what are we taking care of now? We've got some, like, challenge I can clear out. Weird. I'm not used to actually being time. Roulettes. Where is my... That real quick, I guess. Dungeons. I don't want to, like... that is, like, a good chunk of XP, but that's dungeons via duty. If I just, like, go grind fates, I'll be fine there? Okay. Good thing today's Thursday. Got Baldur's Gate 3 with the boys after this. Yeah. It's interesting how God had a failsafe to put it at you. I mean, like, wouldn't you? If you literally made a habit of reading the recordings of previous people through spirits and their statues, you could do that for yourself, like, why wouldn't you, you know? Okay, hold on, why am I... Oh, right. I mean, like, it's basically the same reason why people would write books or write videos or leave memoirs, right? You're basically leaving behind a piece for yourself to impart wisdom and, you know, need something for the next generation. No, I think it's actually... Yeah, it's over here. I need one titanium alloy mirror. Need one Francesca. One dispelling arrow. Then, is this a king cake? It is. I need a king cake. Then, actually, hold on. How many of these? That's like, that was 10, that was 20,000. I have already. Go check. Because of what she was able to still teach the students. So, like, again though, that's not too different from, like, books and videos and memoirs and stuff like that. I have maintained that Lorehold is literally the college for autistic video essayists. This is the appeal of Lorehold. The appeal of Lorehold is that you get so hyper-focused and on, like, a specific special interest that you have of history. And then you just absorb and study as much of it as you can. And the fact that you can actually reach out to those people in the past and ask them their thoughts and feelings, it's like doing an essay on Hamilton and then actually going back in time and asking Hamilton, like, you know, questions to figure out the discrepancies between the play and history itself. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story? You fucking can't, because you're a ghost in a statue. You're a ghost in a rock. Like hell. Right now, there are still so many texts and stuff that we can study and learn from right now in academia. Like, not even just academia, just like in general, right? I can go out and I can read Tony Dungy's Uncommon, and I can still learn life lessons like 50 years after he dies. That is incredible. Someone's life can change. How many people like have their life shaped by Ender's Game, despite the fact that Orson Scott Wells is dead? Also homophobic, but like, still, people being dead and being able to teach stuff is like one of the greatest gifts of art, one of the greatest gifts of just communication. We could do what's in Lorehold. Imagine how much we could learn from the spirits. Probably about as much as we could learn now. Except now it's going to be like, oh, you know, we're going to no, I don't. So like, I'm trying to think of a way to voice this bit where it's like, you're talking and interviewing a spirit, but the spirit comes from a different time. So the spirit's also problematic because of the things that they used to say and believe. And it's like, that has not updated or changed as the time goes on, because like they are a spirit. And it's almost like a recording of their past self. It's an echo of who they were. And so it's like, well, you can go to this person and like ask their spirit, but like, you know, keep in mind that they might call you a slur. I'm trying to think of a way to like turn that into a bit, but like I can't actually like articulate it without stumbling over myself. This guy dispelling arrow? I have like 14 dispelling arrows for some reason? Why do I have 14 dispelling arrows? Okay, Stonks up on dispelling arrows. Sell, I guess. Francesca, titanium alloy, crab cake. Those are 5 each. Now I've got dispelling arrow 1. So, do I get 9 more of? Yes. Have to. Also, like, heard that. What practice from Strixhaven would be the coolest IRL in Europe? Practice from. Honestly, it's not like they do anything that we can't do IRL besides like the magic stuff, right? So it's like, if you're asking about things that they do exclusively, that's probably the magic stuff. But I'm already like a Lorehold girly because I'm already autistic and writing essays about the things I'm autistic about. I'm already doing research. So it's like, you know, it's more like, what would they do if they had access to our practices? And like, you know, I'm telling you, Quintorius has a YouTube channel where he uploads all of his essays. I still haven't answered the creature type question yet, have I? No, I sure haven't. But like, it's just so hard. It's like, what do you think is this? It's like, I don't know. What do you think is the stupidest creature type ever, right? Like, which one are you just like, no, Watsy, no, no? And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I can't even say it's like the creature types, you know? It's like it's not the creature types, it's the deck. It's not that I dislike elves, it's like I dislike how fast elf decks outrank my mid-range decks. It's not that I dislike control. It's that, you know, no, it's not that I dislike fairies, it's that I dislike how my mid-range deck dies to control. It's shit like that. It's shit like that. Also, what was I doing? Oh, right. I was grabbing myself some more of the other material. I need... more king. Then we'll go ahead and put... like, I don't know. It's weird to think about, you know? Because, like, what are they doing in Strixhaven? Literally things we do IRL. Like in Silverquill, what are they doing? They're literally writing poetry, they're writing fiction, they're engaging in verbal sparring, debate club, being catty to each other. That's things that humans do already. They have sports ball, we have sports ball. Wandrix is literally studying biology. And so is Witherbloom, but add in some pharmaceutical work there. Like, there really isn't anything that they're doing that we don't already also do. If you were in Lorehold, you'd be the one that'd be really interested in historical sites. Stop talking about them. I'm already the one interested in historical sites and won't shut the fuck up about them. That's what I'm saying. Although slightly less about, like, you know, the historical sites. It's not like I don't find them interesting. I definitely... like, I watch Tom Scott. But it's definitely more like things that are adjacent to me. Like, I am so happy that Strixhaven has sports ball. Because I guarantee you, I would be into sports ball. Just like I'm into sports ball in real life. And I would be like, so, did you know about this player that scored, like, 20 touchdowns in a single season? Or, like, did you know that the average height of a quarterback is, like, 6'3" and that is often considered the minimum to be a viable quarterback in the NFL? Hey, did you know about the 1979 Miami Dolphins and how they're still the only team to ever be completely undefeated? Now, every single team that's tried to go for that since then has failed horribly. And now that the NFL season has expanded from 17 games to 20, it truly will be, you know, impossible to get it because everything is just like conspiring against it. If I was in Strixhaven, I want to pet the pest. Yeah, actually. Yeah. Like, you know that art for Confiscate? The art of the Strixhaven student holding up the pest while the professor, the owl professor, just looks at him super disappointed. I love that art so much that I have it posted on our big portrait screen in the living room. And every time I look at it, I just go, no, it's so cute. It's just so cute. It's like, I love that art so much. It's so great, right? I love everything about Strixhaven. I love everything. It is, without question, one of my favorite planes. I love all 5 of the colleges, and I don't want them touched. I don't want it touched. I don't want yet another world I like to get blown up and, like, changed irrevocably because of, like, world events that WotC decided would make things dramatic. Like, no, stop it. Stop it. Have your fun world stories or whatever. Have stories on Strixhaven or whatever. But, like, leave the world alone. This is my sandbox. All right, chat. That time of the stream again where we start wrapping things up. But we'd love to pass on the love, so don't go anywhere. And in fact, hit that lead the raid redeem if you have someone that you think would be really cool and appreciate the love train. We love... Maybe they play Magic. Maybe they play Final Fantasy 14. Maybe they're queer or neurodivergent like I am. As long as they fit the vibes of the stream, like, by all means, hit that button and give us a new cool person to follow. If you're over on the YouTube side, thank you so much for hanging out. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the stream, and, you know, tell people you think who will like the stream about the stream. We'll go ahead and end it there. And over on the YouTube side, I'm just going to go ahead and take a cursory glance, see if there's anyone